Fantastic. We are excited to be here today with 6 amazing ladies who you will hear from in just a second. But Girl Up wanted to host this hangout today because tomorrow, February 11th, is a special day. It's the UN and global community coming together to celebrate the International Day for Women and Girls in Science, which we all know is very important to celebrate together. Science and gender equality, they are both vital for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, and that's something that's really core and important to Girl Up. And we here at Girl Up, our staff, the entire UN Foundation, we've seen girls in action, our girl leaders doing everything from hackathons to teaching younger girls about how to code, to hosting their own science events. So we know that Girl Up girls really care about STEM too. And even though we as a global community, we are making strides to close the gender gap in the STEM fields, we also know that unfortunately women and girls continue to be excluded from participating fully in science. And we know that once you get to college and university, that the computer science and the engineering classes are still mainly boys and not as many girls in those classes. And once we get into STEM career fields, there are significantly less women than men in those fields. So that's one of the reasons why we wanted to just have this open conversation today, to bring together some amazing girls who are leading the way in STEM fields. And all of the ladies here with us at this hangout have been part of the YSI Girls STEAM Camp, which is a really exciting project that Girl Up is part of in partnership with the US Department of State, with some great corporations like Intel Foundation and Google and others, and of course countries from around the world who are part of this partnership to bring together girls from different countries, different cultures, different backgrounds to all come together to learn about the STEM fields, to learn about each other, and most importantly, to be inspired to take what they learn at a camp, at this summer camp, back to their own homes and communities for that ripple effect of change that we so often see at Girl Up. So that's what we're going to talk about and dive into today. Instead of me explaining the Y-Side camp to you, I want you to hear it directly from the girls who've been part of this experience. So far, Girl Up and our partners have hosted the Y-Side camp in 2 different countries. The first was our inaugural camp in Rwanda in 2015. And then this past summer, we hosted the camp in Peru in 2016. And we're very excited to be launching into Y-Side 2017, which will be hosted this upcoming summer in Malawi. So we have 3 representatives from Y-Side 2015 who will talk about that experience, and then we'll hear from the other ladies as well. But first I want to kick it off to Imani, have you introduce yourself, and then Imani, I would love for you to talk about just what did the Y-Side camp experience mean to you, and I'd love to hear some of your favorite parts about camp.
Sure. So hi, everyone. My name is Imani Brooks, and I'm a freshman at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm from the U.S. And so, yeah, I went to YSI Rwanda in 2015, and I had been very involved in Girl Up before, and that's how I heard about the camp. And I was really excited to go because I'm interested in global health and social issues, and I was interested in how STEAM can play into solving those issues. So we had an orientation week in DC, and then we were in Rwanda for 3 weeks, and we stayed at the Gashora Girls Academy. And each week, either Microsoft or Intel taught us about robotics or computer science and coding. And for me, I enjoyed the classes because of the coding part. I use it a lot now with my research at university, specifically statistics. So everything came together in a very unique way. And I think you never know exactly what you're going to learn from camp until you go and dive in and meet all these different people from around the world. But a lot of the friendships that I made there, I still have, and I'm very grateful for them. And I think that if I gave any advice about camp, it's just to try everything and not be scared. And there are girls there who are not, exactly tech savvy or know everything about coding, and everyone has a different learning level. So it's a good experience, and there are teachers there to help you at any level. So yeah, that's what I would want to say about YSI Rwanda.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you touched on one of the key elements of camp is bringing leaders from their field, from a number of different companies and partners for a really interactive, I think, hands-on experience. So thanks for sharing that, Imani. I'd love to transition over to Leslie from Peru, who was part of our YSI 2016 this past summer. So Leslie, I'd love to hear from you highlights from your YSI camp experience, and I'm curious if your eyes were open to any new facets of STEM and kind of what sparked your interest from camp.
Sure, Yuli. Good afternoon for everybody. It's a pleasure to be here for me because it's the first time that I can talk with everybody around the world. So as Julie told, my name is Leslie, I'm from Peru, and I'm 16 years old. YSI STEM Camp 2016 was the best experience I have had in all my life. It was the place where I could be myself, and when the technology is an inconvenience, because living up in one of the poorest places in all Lima is hard for women today. All the subjects I really loved were there. Women and actually some men who've been involved in the camp have been amazing with all the campers. In fact, my classmates have been very nice. Everybody had an awesome story to count. You could learn many things all the time. And the most important is that you felt in your home with your family, because all the girls had the same courage as you to involve this world. In my opinion, all the activities, including breakfast, lunch, and the dinner time, and actually go to our bungalows, were fabulous. And I love YSI 2016 campers. You're really smart girls. I'm pretty sure that in the other camps happen the same great stage. And honestly, I think that I put in practice those skills in the future. And now in the present too, with my club and many activities and projects that I usually do.
That's fantastic. And Leslie, I love how you share about some of the things that are my favorite part of our camp are the things that happen outside of the classroom too, right? From our cultural nights and our trivia nights and just the fun time that girls are hanging out and getting to know and building friendships with girls from other parts of the world. So I'm so glad you mentioned that. And Leslie, was there any particular subject that you were really excited to learn about during camp that your eyes were kind of open to a new topic in STEM? I know you're interested in medicine.
Yes, and as you know, many friends of mine knows I love biology, and when I received the microbiology classes, it will be amazing. It was amazing for me the first time that I can create and elaborate a microscopic. Was that the first time, and I think that I can continue those things like that.
Fantastic.
And everything was awesome. As Julie, I can be in contact with important people and important women who involve in my life and try to give me and say you can do the best for you and actually for all your country.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And we're definitely going to come back to that topic of mentors and the role that they play in just a second too. Well, then going back to Rwanda and a YSI participant from 2015, Sisipo, I'd love for you to introduce yourself, what you're doing and studying now, and then if you could share for us one of your favorite parts about camp, and then I know you're really eager to share about what you feel like society can do better to close the gender gap, and especially the role that boys and men can play. So over to you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sisipo from South Africa, and I'm studying computer science at the University of Rochester. My favorite part of camp, I would say, is probably like talking about science with women already in science, established women in science, and it Rwanda provided a great scenario of where women took charge and women were in positions of power, which is something we don't see every day in our governance, where the parliament is made up of over 60% of women. I think that's very incredible, and it just provided the perfect background and like set for girls to feel empowered, for us to feel like we belong in a place or in a field dominated by men. And I think it leads to my next point, where I explain why I think the concept of having women mentors already in science, or in, like, it doesn't have to be women in positions of power. Like my favorite woman in power, Frances Cologne, who is the science advisor at the Department of State. It could be just in general, me as an individual already studying computer science, having faced the challenges of being in a different country, trying to make things work, trying to understand now as a minority in the United States as compared to being a majority back home, and dealing with all those different dynamics, but still trying to break stereotypes and pursue my degree in computer science. And it's quite alarming to know that less than 20%, of women get degrees in computer science. So that also shows that there's not enough computer scientists who are women in the field, and so that's where the problem is. There isn't enough, and so the gap will go on because there's no representation, and the girls from a young age still believe that they're not as intelligent and they don't deserve to be in computer science and in any science field. And so like programs like YSI, where groups of girls who are interested in different things get exposed, just exposure to computer science, to programming, to all the brilliant, like the arts and everything, because that's where they intersect. I think that's where the change will come, and that's where society should be heading, and we should be putting more effort into making sure programs like these keep on happening and keep on touching many generations of the inaugural class. I just want to put it out there. Yeah.
I love your passion and enthusiasm. It comes out when you talk about camp, even though it's been a few years now. Sisipo, I'd love to. Do you see that the gender gap very directly? I know you're studying computer science now. Yeah. Do you see it in your own classrooms?
Very. I've had a battle with this phenomena because I'm at a place where everything is new for me, and so I need to find someone who looks like me, a Black woman or any woman in the computer science department. And in my class, there's only 2 Black girls, and so that also brings a different dynamic into not feeling represented in a field I'm so passionate about and I want to pursue. And so starting to figure out how I can make an impact, how to volunteer for hackathons, how to get in a habit of being more exposed to computer science related activities on campus can be a challenge, especially if you don't have anyone to guide you through it, who has gone through it, who understand what it means to be Black and wanting all these things, but having all these restrictions and everything. And so also as an international student, that is another dynamic. So I think it's you can obviously see in computer science, because it's very male dominated in all my lab lectures, in my classes, in my labs, it's all men, programming, and you start like subconsciously questioning your own skills and your own strengths without even realizing it. And so I feel it's very important to have someone you can talk to, even if you don't understand, just to validate your struggles. To not think, oh no, it's in your head, you're not really doing the right thing, or yada yada yada. But having someone who says, yeah, I've gone through this, it's gonna be okay, don't stress too much or something like that. That's very important. And so I feel like the whole concept of having mentors, of exposure, of having activities to like bring you back to the main reason why you even love STEM, without all these other barriers that come with just being a Black woman, I guess.
I think a lot of people right now watching are nodding their heads in agreement and know exactly what you're talking about firsthand. So thank you for sharing your perspective. And I know you have to duck out to class soon too. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And I know you brought up the importance of, whether it's hackathons and the things that that we do in our community. So I'd love to transition a bit and hear from and talk about some of the things that you ladies have been doing post-camp, how you took the camp experience, what you learned back to you. So Mariela, I would love to transition to you. And I know as well you're also from Peru, and the camp was hosted in your home country. So I'd love to hear what that meant to you, and yeah, like I said, what you're doing now post camp.
Oh, well, first of all, my name is Mariela, and I'm from, which is a small city in the south of Peru. So, and I'm in school yet. What voice means for me? Well, I have to be honestly. So, I really had like skills on this kind of technology to edit videos, to edit photographs, to edit pictures, I don't know, create something like that. But Wi-Fi was the first door that was open to me to develop my abilities, my skills, and I was so excited for that. I participated in contests about technology and this kind of things, but I was thinking that I was not learning the things that I really wanted. But when I went to Wi-Fi, it was a dream coming true. It was the best experience that I had in my life, and really it influenced a lot in what things I'm doing now. So what I'm doing down in school is that we have like a special team. It's all about technology, and all we're men, so we're boys. So, and I'm the first lady who is like helping to edit videos for my school, who is helping to the others like programming some things, like coding something, like I don't know, repairing laptops, so this kind of things. And I was so excited for that. And one thing that I really appreciate a lot from YSI is that YSI gives me this confidence that I have now with me. Because I was thinking that, oh my God, I'm never going to be doing something like, I don't know, programming, coding. I'm never going to be like a good editor. So, but nowadays, I'm a novice publisher, a novice editor of videos, and I'm really excited for that. And yes, and now I am part of the club Girl Up of Tacna, right? And I am the leader of this team of technology too. And I'm in 2 or 3 months, I'm going to open like, it's not a club, it's more like influencers, because I want to make like a team around all the world who have this kind of abilities to edit videos, to make videos to be so creative, to influence the society, to help the women to be in this world. So this world of science, this world of technology, of mathematics, many men have this opportunity, but the women don't have it. So I want to help the others to understand that the women can do the things that the men can do. And sometimes we could do better. So,
yes. Yeah. That's fantastic. And once you do move on to university, what do you want to focus on and study?
Well, I'm in school yet, but I want to be a surgeon. I want to study medicine. And also I want to make like a little mix between technology and medicine, health, and this. But I don't want to create like, for example, a robot who is going to work like a doctor. I don't want it. I want something that is going to help to save life, but it's going to help to the others and also to the doctor. Like a team between health and technology and this kind of things, because a doctor sometimes needs help. It's not that a doctor is going to know everything. Sometimes we need the help of technology, of many things, and science obviously, because we are going to be like this. A doctor never stops studying, never. So this is really interesting for me, and that's why I want to be a surgeon. But I want to be a surgeon like special because I want to work with children, because I think that they are like the future of this world, so, and they have to have this right to live more life. So I think it.
That's a fantastic ambition, and I think a lot of people share that sentiment of wanting to help children and pay it forward with whatever field you pursue and go into. Javiera, let's transition over to you and hear what you've been doing post camp. I know you've had been very fortunate, and congratulations to have received a full scholarship to study astronomy. I'd love to hear a little bit about that, and I also hear that you've been part of some competitions post camp. So would love to hear from you.
Well, first, my name is Javiera Hernandez Morales. I'm Chilean, and well, after YSI's camp, the first thing that I had to do was to apply university immediately, like in August. So I started the process, and to tramit the scholarship, I had to be, a leader, to participate in this kind of activities like science, mathematics, because astronomy means mathematics and physics. So I need so many, like, these activities help me to meet people that are interested in the same things. When you are a girl and you like these STEM things, there are no more girls in my community. I was in a school of only girls, and I couldn't find people like me. But in YSI, I could find these people. Also, I participated in championships on mathematics. I had the third place in the national competition and the scholar competition. And with my school, we had the 7th place. So I'm so proud. And those activities helped me to get the scholarship. And it's like amazing to have it, because in Chile to study astronomy, it means like $8,000 every year. So to don't pay that price is amazing. And I wanted to aggregate one thing that in my school, the University of Chile, in the engineering place, there were like 5 years ago, like 20% of girls, and now this year is 50 and 50. So wow. I'm so proud of that also.
That's meant you have a lot to be proud of, it sounds like. And
yeah.
I'm curious too if anyone else has a similar feeling as Javier about, you felt like at YSI that you found a group of girls who were like you, and you were able to build bonds with girls coming from common interests, and you felt like you had a kind of that immediate connection with. Did anyone else have that sort of experience?
I think I did.
Did you also?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It was just nice to be in an environment. And I think there's something unique about being in like a group of just women, where, you can encourage each other and inspire each other. And I don't know, there's a camaraderie about it that just kind of lacks. It wasn't there like in a normal classroom. And that could just be the nature of the camp. But yeah, I definitely felt that in my experience.
That's fantastic. And wanted to transition back over to you anyways, Emily. So would love for you to share a little bit about yourself. I know you're studying public health, right?
Yeah. So my name's Emily. I'm from 2015 YSI. I go to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I'm from the United States. And I just declared my major in public health. So it's like a pre-med track. But yeah, so YSI was definitely one of the best things I've ever done. I loved it so much, even though it was 2 years ago. I think about it all the time, and it was just the best. And I think what was the question that was for me?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Sorry.
I would love to hear from you what you think we as society, so governments and companies and organizations like Girl Up, like what can we do better to make sure that we are closing the gender gap in STEM fields? What is we as a world and a community, what can we do better?
Yeah, so I think that incorporating it into like the education system is one of the most important factors, and not just like higher education within the university, but like at a K-12 level. Just giving resources to girls when they're young that makes them encouraged to pursue STEM fields, like especially with like learning materials or just like toys that are like STEM related toys are usually targeted at boys, which is really unfortunate. And having more female role models like within the university or like within high school. So I mean, my school, I think personally is really good about that. Like my biology and chem classes so far I've had female teachers and I've had really good female leadership, which is something that a lot of girls don't have. And also, like, my chemistry lab teacher last semester, she talked a little bit about, like, why she does what she does, why she's in her position, and talked about, like, why she's passionate about closing the gender gap in STEM fields, which is the first time I've ever heard that from any of my professors or my STEM professors. So I think that having mentors and leaders within our schools that can do that to eliminate stereotypes about girls in STEM will definitely help.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I do want to come back to that, having mentors and having people to look up to. But Emily, I'd love to hear from you as well. What was just the experience like being from the U.S. and going to a STEM camp, a girls' camp in Rwanda? Had you had a lot of abroad experience before that? What type of kind of cultural acclimation did you have to go through?
Yeah, so it was interesting. That was my first time ever traveling out of the country. And it's made me want to travel a lot more. Being in Rwanda made me want to go to Africa more and want to study abroad, possibly in Eastern Africa or Egypt. So it was a weird balance of like being exposed to new things because I had no previous knowledge of coding or like mechanical engineering or anything like that. And then also I had never traveled out of the country. So it was a combination of those two things. And I had just little experiences. Like I know my friend Anna, she's also from North Carolina and she was from the same high school as me actually. We went and I had like one experience in particular where I was with a couple of African girls in the bathroom and we like found a frog in one of the stalls and we like wanted to remove it from the stall without like killing it or without like freaking out about it or telling anybody. And yeah, we still laugh about that. I don't know, just stuff like that. And then like other kind of cultural adjustments like the squatty potties and like I know a group of girls we decided to make like a workout thing every morning and we would wake up at 6 and then like go to the field that was at Gashora and work out before we would shower in the mornings because it was cold showers. So we were like, oh, okay, let's like run to the shower and then we'll be warm and then it'll be fine. Like little stuff like that was like really fun. And yeah, I don't know. It was, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that experience. I think a lot of girls shared a similar sentiment and were maybe apprehensive at first, but at the end, really appreciative to have such a different type of cultural experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've heard mentors and the theme of mentors come up a few times. So I would love to hear, maybe Leslie, we can start with you and then anyone else who wants to chime in, but who has been a mentor who's influenced your outlook on STEM fields and what did you learn from that mentor?
Oh, okay. About mentors, I think that they are like angels or stars in my life. All women mentors, there's like you, Julie, has had a very important step in my life. All the mentors I have been having and influencing in my life have taught me that although the prejudices which present in front of me, I have to be strong and persistent because girls and women are not taken in account today. All my women mentors are successful now. They found happiness after they were fighting for their dreams. And that's I want to do it. Thanks to God, nowadays, many NGOs are helping girls and women. We have to take the advantage of them to improve and develop our skills and intelligences. Because I know that Paola Moreno, Inés, Renique, and Rocio Ortega have been helping me to develop my club and doing more things, more projects in many NGOs here in Peru, like Peru Chance, for example. I can go to many volunteers and put in practice everything that I learned in YSI. And I think that that's not just a thing to talk with girls and say women empowerment is the best things and the answer. It's to become it in a reality, in a success reality of the NGO of the United Nations today.
And Leslie, I know you mentioned a few names of counselors who are part of camp, and that's something that we actually haven't touched on yet in this discussion. But the camp counselors who work with the campers also come from the various countries participating in the camp, and I know that they play a really instrumental role in the campers' experience. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because we think that's a really important part of camp too, and that they serve as really great mentors and young women that you can look up to in these fields. Would anyone else like to share about either a mentor from YSI or after camp who's really played an important part in your life? Yeah, Javier.
Yeah, I want to add that in my school, I said that it's only for girls. And this year, because of of my medals, my prizes, my awards, I was selected to teach girls that are new in the school between 12 and 14 years. And I'm so proud of because once one of them said, like, Javiera, I'm in the mathematics camp because of you, because you go to those things and I want to be like you. And I was like, I'm like an example for them, and now that I can teach them, I want to guide them and teach them not only mathematics and physics, that are the things that I have to teach them, but I also want them to learn that there are girls in these fields, that they are not alone in this, that they can do these things, because I did, because there are a lot of girls that could did it, and that's it. Like, I want to be a mentor too. So I'm so proud of teach them these fields. And if YSI is if you another camp here in Latin America, I want these girls to go there to have this experience, because I want all girls to feel this sensation that they can.
That's such a great point, Javier, that it's not only about the mentors in our own lives, but how we can be mentors for other young girls as well. I think that's such a special and important point.
Julie, I want to say something to this. I think that the best thing that you can give to the world is encourage people, because after the generation pass over the years, you can say that if I died someday, someone is looking at me like example and to doing the best for me and for my community. So I think if women can think about their family, actually a young woman can do the same. And that's the way you do with us, with all the campers in many YSIs. No, in the 3 YSIs, we learn a lot, and we can share this idea for many people, because in the club that I have developed, many people, many students since 8th grade to 11th grade can say, I'm with you, Leslie, I'm with you. I have the same idea to be the women empowerment reality. So this is the first answer that I think Javiera and all my classmates can say today about YSI 2016 experience. It was the best for me. And Javi, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Leslie.
I'm very smart girl. I know I don't like to forget the contact, because we are like 90 people, but we continue talking.
Thank you. I'm so proud to share with you. You have a girl club. I don't, because of the age. I'm 18.
Leslie has been doing some amazing things with her Girl Up Club as well, so big shout out to her. And Leslie, you transitioned very well to my final, I think, question for everyone is just, what would your personal message be to any girl who's either interested in joining YSI in the future, or who's interested in learning coding or pursuing a career in STEM? What would you tell her? Amani, actually, do Oh, yeah. Imani, we want to start with you, and then we can go around and have everyone share.
Sure. So my message to any girls pursuing STEM or any field where they might be like the only one, that it's okay to be the only one. There's a lot of power that can be found in being the voice in the room. And I think also remembering that no question is too small or too big, and that to seek help through mentors or through other students who are excited about STEM as well is very powerful. It can go a long way. So just ask all and any questions and use your resources wisely, and you'll get where you want to be.
That's fantastic. Mariella, what about you? What would your message be?
Well, this is like experience, but when I started to study, to my theory, is time is determination. It means with all your heart, just go out and do it. And why I'm saying that, because if you have a dream, if you really want it, you have to do it. It's your life. You're going to be doing the things that you like. You're going to do the things so good. It could be like a little bit difficult for girls and for boys too, because boys also have problems like us, right? So it means, for example, if we have a family and everybody are lawyers, but you be a doctor, you're going to stop dreaming. You're going to live your dream to be a doctor. Obviously, no, because it's going to be your life. You're going to do the things that you want, that you like, and if you're so proud of that, if you have this decision and you don't want to stop, it's going to be true. And this is like the best advice that I can give to everybody, that if you really just do it. If someone told you, no, you cannot do it, just make this, and just take what you want. That's everything that I can say.
Mariella, I think that's good advice for anything. If you want to do it, just do it. If people tell you no, tune them out. I love that.
Thank you.
Let's see. Leslie, any other message you'd share with other girls?
Yes, of course. Girls, everybody who is listening to me now, remember, you're not alone. We want to see you successfully, and that's get with effort and perseverance. And as my friend told us, you have to fight for your dreams and become them reality. Don't let that prejudices and stereotypes dominate you. It happens all the time and everywhere, but it's not your problem because you are stronger than you imagine. And following STEM careers, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, chemistry, etc., you could find the answer of many global issues, the answer of many things, and actually for many people, to change this world and be in contact with unknown. Have you imagined to find a solution of many diseases, or the answer in the astronomy cases, or the universe? So everything according to science is awesome and unbelievable to say to another people. So this is the best thing that you can do in this time, in this stage. You're young, so you have a long life to continue doing the best.
You have a lot of potential. You're absolutely right. And Emily, over to you. What would be your message? What would you say?
So the thing that I hear the most often, probably from girls my age or younger, like in high school, is that like I'm not a math person, or like I'm just not a chemistry person. Like I don't like those fields. And like although I think that sometimes that's true, sometimes people just you're not interested in STEM. That's not the field for you. That's not a reason for people who have a lot of potential to succeed in STEM fields. Like I think that's not really true. Like I think anyone can be a STEM person if it's what you're passionate about and if you're given the resources to be able to do that. So I would just say for people who think that they're interested in it, for girls who think that they're interested in it, but maybe they don't feel like they're as smart as the boys in their class, or they don't think that they've been given all the information or tools about, how they can continue to pursue their education in STEM, I would say reach out to other girls like us, because we're here and there's lots of women who will support you and encourage you and give you all that you need so that you can be successful.
We are all STEMinists, right?
Yeah.
Sentiment. Yes, exactly. And Javiera, want to wrap up with any final thoughts from you?
Well, you said like everything, but I want to add that we girls, we have to work with men in every field that we want to develop ourselves. We have to work with men, and we cannot like work like we think that when we are welcome, that we are not welcome, and I think that it's a lie. We're welcome to work with them. These times, these years, the future is a better future. It's a good time to be a girl. So they have to. You have to study, to be not afraid, and that we're welcome to these fields, and we have to to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. What good reminders for us to close out the conversation. So thank you, Javier, for sharing your thoughts. And we want to thank all of you ladies for joining us. It's just so wonderful to see all of your faces again and to connect not only with fellow campers from your Y side, but to connect campers from Y sides in different countries in different years. That's really special for us. And we want to close out by reminding everyone that the opportunity to be part of the Y side 2017 camp in Malawi from the end of July to mid-August in 2017. Applications are open for just a few more days. They close on February 13th, a few days away. So there's still time to apply. You can find more information about the YSI camp at girlup.org/YSI. There's also the link to the application there as well. So we hope these ladies today have inspired you to be part of camp. And thank you again. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.
Bye. Love you.